Play ball, sports fans. Welcome into a fresh new episode of the Leaderboard here on WTOL 11+.
We've been on the sidelines for a few weeks, but now we're back in the action. Football season is finally here, and we've got the content to get you excited.
Certainly can't wait for what's in store, Noel. Let's take a look at what's coming up on the Leaderboard this week.
We're visiting with both the Toledo Rocket and Bowling Green State Falcon football teams before they officially kick off the season.
We catch up with a pair of local high school coaches looking to make a name for themselves this season.
Plus, you've seen the statue outside of Fifth Third Field. Coming up, we talk about the sculpture to hear the meaning behind the piece.
Not to mention our Leaderboard poll and shout out of the week. Let's jump into the action.
Before the first pitch, the fireworks, and even before you find your seat, one piece of artwork often catches the eye outside Fifth Third Field. It's called Who's Up? It's a bronze sculpture of 4 children by a Pemberville native. This week, we take you behind the statue and meet the local artist who created it.
If you've ever walked past Fifth Third Field in downtown Toledo, you've seen it. 4 kids frozen in a moment of summertime joy. The statue is called Who's Up? And has become one of the city's most beloved landmarks. But who created that and why?
Name is Emmanuel H. Enriquez. Emmanuel, E-M-A-N-U-E-L. Middle initial H. Enriquez, E-N-R-I-Q-U-E-Z.
Enriquez is a Vietnam veteran, Bowling Green graduate, and lifelong artist. When Toledo's Arts Commission put out a call for public sculpture proposals more than 20 years ago, Enriquez knew exactly what message he wanted to send.
Kids being free, being in a small town like Pemberville, kids just ran around free, and we would have like 6, 7 bikes in front of a yard, and they leave them there for 2 or 3 days and finally come pick them up. So it was a carefree time.
The idea was simple: capture the innocence and energy of a pickup baseball game. His inspiration, the Little Rascals. His research, a trip to Cooperstown.
I did research. I went to Cooperstown to do research in the museum. And that's where I got the baseball stick and the baseball. And I took a photo of that 1920s glove that was in the display case. And out of the photo, I modeled the glove and put it on the little girl.
The casting process took months. The statue was finished and installed just before Fifth Third Field opened in 2002. Since then, it's become a part of the ballpark's identity and Toledo's.
I understand that the public enjoys it. It's Americana. It's as American as corn on the cob. It's almost like a Norman Rockwell painting in 3D.
Beyond the nostalgia, the sculpture carries meaning with an inclusive message that reflects both the past and present.
During the 20s, when this period, my sculpture takes place, historically, blacks weren't allowed to play Major League Baseball at the time. And of course, in the Little Rascals, they had girls running around with the guys. So that fits in well. And that's part of the reason I put the glove on the little girl. And the little black boy has the baseball. And the smallest of them has the stickball. So it all kinds of fits into in today's modern thinking of inclusion.
Enriquez's work isn't just limited to downtown Toledo. His bronze sculpture, Empathy, is on display at the Toledo Botanical Garden, a piece that features his own sister and niece as models.
The sculpture at the Toledo Botanical Garden, Empathy, that was by the Bauer family, commissioned me to do that. It was my sister and my little niece who posed for that sculpture, and that's also in bronze.
With family nearby, Enriquez says it means a lot that his work is visible in public spaces across the region.
My family is all in the local area, and they have all seen it. They've all lived here, and it's pretty common for them to see my work in the area.
A timeless sculpture by a local artist, reminding all of us what it means to be a kid.
You can see who's up for yourself outside of the center field gate at Fifth Third Field. And Tyler, I know we speak for both of us when I say we have seen that sculpture so many times working here in downtown Toledo, and now knowing that kind of behind the scenes aspect and inspiration that made it, I think it makes it even cooler.
Absolutely, yeah. It's always cool to see that when you walk in to that entrance in the outfield. And it's kind of funny too, because you see the kids peeking through the fence. I do that personally when I'm walking on the left field side where the metal gates are. You can see into the field. I kind of do that myself, so it's kind of cool.
It's so awesome to see, especially the inclusion aspect, giving the little girl, the mitt, the tiniest kid, having him on the garbage can over there peeking too so he could fit in. It's just really sweet and heartwarming. So
absolutely
awesome.
Great.
Go see it at Fifth Third Field if you haven't.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And of course, high school football season is upon us now, and at Whitmer, the Panthers are enjoying a new turf and a new leader. I caught up with Justin Keller, who spoke with me about both elements.
It's exciting. You know, this is, I think, the third turf that we've had. We had the first one installed in '07, I believe. So, you know, it was needed updated and redone, and couldn't be happier with the way it turned out.
Absolutely. So new coach, new turf. How have the players, the fans reacted to this?
Well, as far as the turf, the kids were excited about it when it was laid out. You know, they love the logo, they love the blue on the sidelines, and you know, they were excited to get out here for the first time here. I think it was in April when they were first able to get on the turf and test it out.
Absolutely, looking forward to that. Obviously, shifting to the X's and O's on the field, you know very well what it means to be on this field. You know, as a former player here at Whitmer, what makes being on the sidelines now so special for you?
Well, just being an alumni here, graduating in '93 and spending 20 years on the coaching staff, it's pretty special. You know, I've been on the staff with some great head coaches, and I feel like I've learned a lot, and I'm ready to take on the challenge.
Absolutely. Anytime there's change, I'm sure there's a lot of expectations. So how are you guys viewing success in 2025? Yeah,
that's a great question, and that's really hard to say. I think the first thing we need to do is just take one day at a time. You know, and our goal is just to get, you know, one day better, and you know, try to put ourselves in a position to be able to compete for a league title.
And speaking of championships, Whitmer football is seeking its first league crown since 2017 when they were part of the track.
It's time for our first break, but don't go anywhere, because when we return, we put Bowling Green and Toledo football to the test. College football season is almost here, and even though the teams haven't taken the field just yet, we got a chance to catch up with Toledo and BG football at MAC Media Day. We put the Rockets to the test first to see how many answers they'd match on the same list of questions and how locked in they really are. Here's how it went.
We getting the odds.
See, everybody always asks this. I don't know.
I say
We don't really have an aux in the locker. We do have, you know, everybody bring a speaker in sometimes, but
probably junior
I would say Avery Smith.
or AV Smith.
Who would I trust to babysit my kids?
Nasir. Nasir Bowers.
I would trust Connor Wallenczak.
Who's the fastest?
God, who is it? I think it might be Avery Smith.
I gotta go with my boy Newt. Like, you yell at a couple of people that you yell at a couple of people.
Man,
Probably one out on the D-line. On the D-line, I say.
I don't know, he gets after some of those defensive linemen. The best hype man.
Nasir Bowers, like, he the hype man. He really like get everybody to turn. Yeah.
Say Nazir Bowers.
Yeah, I say me for sure.
I know Avery Smith's really good. I know Nazir's really good.
I gotta be everybody in the locker room.
I think E-Man's pretty good on him.
Everybody in the locker room, they know about me. They scared to play me, so
I think Trey Rudolph, the new wideout, he's pretty good.
I don't even say nothing about NCAA because they know they scared to play me now.
So, I got a puppy this summer.
7 o'clock, I'll leave the house by like 7:30.
I wake up at 6 o'clock with him, let him play for about an hour, put him back in the crate, and then I leave around 7:30. If he wasn't a head coach, what would his job be?
Probably golfing or...
He's a pretty good golfer. I could see him making a crack at that. Strongest coach.
That's a good one, though. That's a good one. I say Coach B. Coach B.
Might be my boy Nate Cole, Coach Cole. Can I make it a coach?
I say Nasir. He funny. Like he a funny dude.
I would love to get stranded on an island with Coach Watson because I know we would be out in 2 days max.
I say last year.
If you go, I've never been to his house, but I've heard stories. He's got like chickens and goats and like he's like a survivalist.
I say me and Nasir.
Nazir Bowers.
Cause people be hating us when we try to joke on everybody else. They be hating us because they say we like the duo. So they be hating us. So I say me and Nasir.
All right, so 7 matches in total, not bad, Rockets, but now we turn to the Falcons, who have a bit of a competitive edge. Here's how head coach Eddie George and his son, junior defensive end Eric George, fared in our game called Between the Two of You.
I would say Eric.
Me.
Like, me telling jokes is not my strength, but playing jokes on somebody, that's my strength. Oh man, there's been so many.
Going to the 2014 All-State Sugar Bowl, Alabama-Ohio State.
One Christmas that we had where I got him the electric football field where you buzz and the players just vibrate around the field.
Because it was my first really big game to go to, and to share that experience with him was really fun.
I had the whole stadium set up, and I had the Ohio State fight song playing when he woke up Christmas morning. He was just like, oh my God, Santa Claus. That would be
Rain.
When This Feeling Comes Over Me is my favorite.
Yeah, Rain.
There's, of course, there's Weak, I'm So Into You, Anything, Right Here. But that one song with Pharrell, When This Feeling Comes Over Me, I love it. I love that song. I would be in Augusta on the golf course.
He'd probably be somewhere shooting golf.
Trying to break the course record.
Smoking a cigar somewhere, just being in his own little world. Right now, me.
I would say Ideal.
But back when he played properly, me.
That would be me. My favorite hobby out of football is DJing.
His favorite hobby outside of football is playing golf.
Oh, Eric's favorite hobby out of football is playing PlayStation, college football 2026.
My favorite hobby outside of football is playing video games. My birthday is April 4th.
Eric's birthday is April 4th, 2005.
His birthday is September 24th, 1973.
My birthday is September 24th, 1973. Eric's best subject in school was, you know what?
My best subject in school was English.
He tolerated school.
His best subject in school was English.
My best subject in school was U.S. history.
His favorite genre of music is the older hip-hop, 90s hip-hop.
Oh, my favorite genre of music is 90s hip-hop.
My favorite genre of music is hip-hop.
Eric's favorite genre of music is today's garbage hip-hop.
Today's garbage hip-hop, I love it. 7 seems to be the lucky number.
It
Rockets
does, yes.
and Falcons both tallying 7. 2 takeaways I want to say. Toledo, Nasir Bowers seemed to be the answer for every single question. So we're going to have to get him on here soon to see what he's all about.
Absolutely.
He's been the class clown, the team clown for the past 2 years. And then Eddie and Eric, I guess we'll have to put them to the test with that field goal and how much each of them can bench, huh?
Yeah, they were both very self-confident about their abilities, so, which is, I guess, is a good thing. You want to be competitive in that family, and they both obviously showcased that.
Obviously, they keep it in the family, very competitive, and it'll be fun to see them take the field this fall.
Absolutely. Well, Battle of I-75 early on is a tie, but obviously we'll see them in action later on in the season. Well, it's another quick stoppage for us real quick, but don't worry, more to come as we have some big news regarding a local rivalry. Chase Bachman unveils that on the latest episode of Chasing the Game. Welcome back. There's a lot of anticipation for a new high school football season kicking off this season. And as it turns out, even more to be excited about in 2027. Chase Bachman spoke with Maumee head football coach Evan Karchner, who broke the news on the return of the Ding Dong Bell.
There was a point where you guys had this great rivalry with Perrysburg, you know, the Ding Dong Bell, you know, that thing that doesn't even really exist anymore. We got another clip now. This is from 2011, homecoming week, I believe. Let's take a look at it. This is a bonfire from homecoming week 2011, I believe.
Oh, it's really exciting. Really pumped for the game. Everybody else is pretty pumped. And it's just a good environment, and we're ready for the game. It'd be great for the seniors to leave with a win. We'll get the bell back, and this is possibly our last game, so it'd be great to leave with a win.
So it's just, and I promise we're done with clips after that, but we went back into our archives and we had those two. And just, it's so cool to see that, because I feel like schools don't really do that anymore. They're not like having bonfires. They don't have like the sort of rivalries like you and Perrysburg had. I mean, just how cool was it to go to high school at the time that you did?
Yeah, I mean, it all made it great because Perrysburg was good at football and so were we, and it made the rivalry even better. And we won 3 out of the 4 years that I played in it, and it was very special to me. You know, we hated those guys, right? And they hated us, and that's what you wanted out of a rivalry. And it got our whole community going. I mean, if you look at this video right now, right, there's a bunch of people there because students are fired up. You know, our stands would be packed, their stands would be packed, and that's what it's all about. And I say now, right, you said the rivalry's dead a little bit with us in Perrysburg, but we're looking for a new rival. I think it's great for high school football. I think it's great for our players and our community because it gets people excited about football and brings them together and brings the community together, which I think is a huge impact, you know, on our school.
Is it a little heartbreaking that you can't go out there and kind of prove things to Perrysburg? You can go out there on the gridiron and prove it?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people ask me about that, and you know, the way we look at it is we are different now, right? It wasn't the same as it was when I played. We're a little bit closer in size. But I say I would play Perrysburg tomorrow. And I don't know how many people know this, but we do have Perrysburg on the schedule in 2027 that we're really looking forward to.
There we go. And has that been announced, Is that new?
I've known it, and our AD has known it. And we signed sort of a continuing contract with them. But 2027, we should be playing them.
Oh, my gosh, that's awesome. Let's go.
And we're excited about it. And like I said, we're two very different schools now, but you can never win those games unless you play in them, and I know it'll be fun to bring that back, and I've talked to Dirk about it, and I know we're excited to start that rivalry back up.
Catch Chasing the Game on WTOL 11 Plus, YouTube, and Spotify.
Now for this episode's Leaderboard poll of the week. With college football season already here and the NFL just around the corner, we're taking a look at local fandom. We asked you, which is the most loyal fan base year after year? Your options were the Detroit Lions, the Cleveland Browns, the Ohio State, or the University of Michigan. More than 200 of you voted on this poll, our most votes on any poll yet. The winner with almost 40% of the votes is the Buckeyes. Next, with just about 30% of the votes, was the Browns. In third was the Wolverines, and in last place was the Detroit Lions. Tyler, what do you think of that?
Well, I know discussing this before. Yes, we were discussing these results before we came on set, and I think the term loyal is kind of the confusing / misconceiving part about this thing.
Let's get back to basics. The definition of loyal is support for a fandom and allegiance of some kind through thick and thin. The Browns fan base is one of the most loyal people ever. 3-win season last year. It's easy to root for Ohio State and Buckeye fans. I'm not knocking you, but when your team's winning national championships every decade, of course it's easy to hop on and root for them. But when it comes to loyalty, you support that team through thick and thin. My answer all the way, Cleveland Browns.
Absolutely, and it's kind of a little, I mean, I thought the Browns would obviously win. Obviously they were second, so they were close in this. But look at the NFL teams. Clearly it's more college than NFL, which honestly I'm not obviously against, because obviously I think there's a lot more passion when it comes to college football than the NFL. But yeah, I'm with you. I definitely thought the Browns would have taken this.
Well, and I see your point too, because a lot of people, you know, not many people play in the NFL, but a lot of people could attend a college, you know what I mean? So there's the bigger fan base there of that support. So I get that. But when it comes to the word loyalty, through thick and thin, Browns fans, I see you.
Yeah, well, and Lions fans could fall in that category too, because not until recently they were pretty bad as well. So all those fans need to be loyal as well. And again, we're not taking shots. We're both Californians, so we have no egg in these baskets. Yes, we were just simply a little shocked by the results. But I appreciate you guys obviously for tuning in. And of course, we got another one, because next week in our next episode we have a new challenge, actually a new poll rather. And that is, what is your favorite part about Friday Night Lights? Of course, we're about to get underway with that ourselves with Big Board Friday. Here are your options. Is it the football, the food, the student section, or the band? We want to hear from you.
To vote, simply scan the QR code on your screen right now or head to WTOL11.com and head to the sports section. As always, we'll be back here next week to break down the results.
And coming up next, it's our athlete shout out of the week. See which young star got the call when we come back.
It is now time for this week's Parent Shout Out of the Week. This week, the award goes to Mason and Mackenzie from Oak Harbor.
Yeah, it's their very first year in baseball and t-ball, and they're making memories already. Take a look at this. Mason is 10 and loves catching and stepping up to the plate. He's already knocked out a few doubles, but is still chasing that first home run. Well, I'm sure he'll get there sooner rather than later, but he's also multifaceted. He also plays football, and get this, took part in his very first scrimmage today.
Not to be outdone, his 6-year-old sister, Mackenzie, couldn't wait to take after her brother. She's had a blast meeting her new t-ball teammates, practicing her swing and throwing to first. And now, just like her brother, she's even signed up for flag football. Great job to both Mason and Mackenzie. I can relate to that. Having an older brother myself, I always wanted to do everything that he did, and it's cute to see that trend
continuing. Did you get a chance to play with your brother at all, or the same sport maybe?
Well, here's the thing. He's 10 years older.
Okay.
So there was a physical disadvantage there that wouldn't have been fair. I probably would have been taken out. Probably wouldn't be standing here today if that was the case.
Yeah.
But it was fun to watch him and do it at my own level. And you have siblings too, did you?
Yeah, I have a younger brother, so we played football, we played baseball. We did a lot of things actually together. I feel like I was better than him in most things, but we'll see what he says. I am waiting though. Where's the youth volleyball? Are we going to see the 6-year-old volleyball?
Yeah, I want to see my volleyball players.
Maybe next time. Make sure, if you guys have young volleyball players out there, Noelle is dying to see that video. So please send us our way so we can definitely highlight that. Now, do you have a young athlete in your life? See, we're too excited about this volleyball here. Well, we want you to show them off. Whether you're a parent, grandparent, or just the biggest fan on the sidelines, we want to see your favorite youth sports moments. Send us your best photos and videos. Your submissions could be featured in WTOL 11 sports specials and across our social media platforms.
All you do is text us your highlights and be sure to include your name, your star's name, and a hometown. That number is 419-248-1100, or you can email us at sports@WTOL.com.
Well, that's going to do it for another episode of the Leaderboard here on WTOL 11 Plus. Certainly fun to get back into the action again, finally. Right?
Finally, especially in football season, it's perfect timing. We had summer break.
Yep.
Now we're back.
We're ready to go here. Well, I'm Tyler Segerman.
And I'm Noelle Blumel. And from our entire WTOL 11 Leaderboard team, we'll see you next game.